Yo, what's going on? This is one of the Moogle Mob seed number 4. Said I would go ahead and run it, so I figured I would do it with Mike. I might need to pause a few times, but if so, no big deal. So, let's see what we get started with. Oh, I gotta put on my tracker. Hold. Alright, tracker's up. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Alright, so we have a rather terrible start. We gotta see what Strago's got. Jump is not ideal. Okay, so on a seed like this, we have no good starting offense. We have a Yeti, which we can kind of leverage a little bit if we can find a Hyper Wrist or a Hero Ring, Atlas Armlet, Rage Ring, even a Blizzard Orb would be really nice with an earring. Just something to get him utilized. Otherwise, with Go-Go, what I'm really looking for from start to finish is going to be some degree of rods, super balls, anything that I can use to mimic. We got a ribbon there. We don't have a lock, so I'm not too concerned about ever using a ribbon, such as for decursing the Curse Shield. So instead, what I'm going to use that for is money. For item shops, really what I'm looking for is going to be starting consumables, including curables, sleeping bags, warp stones, things like that. There's some earrings here, so this is where we go ahead and sell the ribbon, get a couple earrings, because we're going to need them later. We might not need them right now, because we don't have any magic, but we might need them at another point. Fixed dice, nobody can use them, so I don't really care. That might have been a consideration if somebody could use them. Maybe I go do a bunch of looting and buy them, but it was not to be this time. Again, this is going to be a seed where we're really looking for consumables. Not consumables, but throwables, shields, rods, super balls. And as such, we're probably going to need a good amount of money when we find them, so I do not mind doing a whole bunch of looting. In general, if you're newer at this game, I do recommend that you just do all of the looting. Loot every place that you can get to easily that has a density of checks. So that would be here. That would be South Figaro, World of Balance, and World of Ruin if you feel like doing it. Nourish with the Moogle Shed, all that stuff. Loot what you can. The more tools you have, the better offense you can piece together, especially while you're newer and can't recognize the specific builds you might be looking for, at least without putting a good amount of thought into it. So there's our warp stones. We do want a few of those. I like getting a bunch of rename cards just in case we get lucky at the Coliseum. Sell the Doom Darts because they sell well. Revivifies. Revivifies you definitely want because of undead enemies. So having a good stash of those is really good. This is the newer Moogle Cup, so we can't use those on the bosses, but that's alright. We used to be able to use those on undead bosses. But we just get to fight them like normal now. Since we have warp stones, I'm a big fan of the go-go check. I know that's kind of a hot take. Most people do not like it, but there are ways to make it more tolerable, and I'll demonstrate those once I'm done. So there's an ice shield. Sure, that looks really good as something that maybe we would want to equip, and we would. I would really like Strago to learn that before I have to crack it. But regardless, if I get myself into a situation that I can't get out of easily, I can use that as my backup option. You know, I could have Strago crack it, then mimic it with Go-Go, and most bosses will just melt to that early on. I just picked up a gauntlet because I'm going to assume at some point in the seed during Moogle Cup, we are going to end up with a big weapon. So we're already here, and I don't want to have to come back. It's not very expensive. I might as well pick it up right now. If we get an Atma weapon, sorry, not an Atma, but a Ragnarok or an Illumina, then we're good to go with that. Okay, there's an offering. So we definitely want to keep that in mind. I guess I'm not going to grab one of those. So with an offering that... Okay, so here we go. This is what we're looking for. Let me see what I have to sell. I'm ready to basically sell the entire house. So I don't recommend selling things like elixirs and X potions and all that stuff early in your Worlds Collide career, but you can if you wish. Now, Thunder Rods are really cheap. I'm going to buy a shitload of them, and that's going to be our primary offense for a while. Now, I am looking at getting more earrings, because we definitely now need earrings for Strago, and we need earrings for Go-Go. We're also looking for enough money to potentially buy the Zen Thief. Dragonhorn. something to keep in mind. So in my head, I'm kind of piecing together the things I have. I have an offering, so that means some fixed dice with a character that can use them could work. We're also good for some end-game builds like Atma and VK builds, so we're kind of on the lookout for Atmas or VKs and someone who could use them. And then a jump build, you know, that also works with dice. It could also work with things like snipers or even just a simple spear. If someone could use it and get an aura lance, that would be awesome. Early game, I am looking to attempt to push scaling if I can. I wouldn't want to push too high on this seed normally because of the starting offense being so terrible. However, we just found an unlimited supply of rods, and we already know where earrings are, so I am not afraid to push scaling in this particular scenario. And get it high up there. Rods can delete them pretty quickly. There's another dragon horn, which means that probably one of those is going to be sold for something. That's Zen Thief money or earring money. If I have 2 jumpers at the end of a seed, something went terribly wrong. As a whole, I really would rather not have a bunch of offense that's untargetable and undependable, because Dragonhorn builds are going to give you 2 to 4 attacks, and only the first attack can actually be targeted, so I do not love that. I'd like to be able to know how much damage I'm doing and when and who it's going to target, especially at the end of the game. It makes a huge difference on Kefka, on paying attention to which damage you're doing on which piece, making sure you don't kill things at the same time or kill them out of order and get yourself wrecked. Okay, so we're going to check Zen Thief. If the old man would just please move out of the way. Okay, that's cool. Let's reset it because I freaking hate this guy so much. Sometimes they just get stuck in a conga line. Alright, 15k is a great... Oh my goodness, the NPCs are really, really bad here today. Holy crap, dude. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna sell one of these horns. I do not... Oh, it's 13k. Let's see. Punisher can go. And I'm gonna sell another elixir. I definitely won't regret that later, right? It's okay, I got Kieran, that's a healer. Now we're still looking for big weapons. This is Moogle Cup, so if, you know, whenever you're out in towns, you should be shopping. Checking all the shops pretty much, because you can find Illuminas, and you can find experience eggs, Atma weapons, VKs, Ragnaroks. You can find all that good stuff in shops. And shops are more highly randomized, so you have a higher chance of finding them. Okay, so I do need some sleeping bags. I know I have a Punisher down here, and I got a Wing Edge, Regal Cutlass, Zephyr and Pod can go. Okay, that's good enough. Can get maybe 30. That should take care of me for the whole seed. All right, so next step, I do know where there are earrings, so I'm just going to go back instead of hunting too hard for anything else. We have plenty of offense right now. Hopefully the Espers will give us more long-term offense, but if I have to go back to South Figaro for some rods, I'll go get them. It's fine. Just got to make sure we have 4 earrings right now, and we're basically able to carry the seed for, I don't know, halfway, most likely. We have 3 right now, so just pick up 1 more, and go do Go-Go's check. Like I said, I'm not afraid to push up scaling right now. You'll also notice that I'm skipping the beginner's house. I don't recommend most beginners do that. Just loot everything while you're in an area. It's not going to lose you a lot of time to do extra looting. I just play in the higher tiers of Ultros League, so I'm in Elixir and Mega Elixir and stuff, so I will always have more of a habit of trying to save as much time as possible. So I'm going to switch to one character. I'm going to switch to Go-Go before I go here. You can do it here as well. It doesn't really matter. But you want to do one character because that means only one character has to get eaten. And we got a quick engulf. Love to see it. Alright, now I'm not 100% sure I'll be able to demonstrate this, but if the bridge guard decides to get feisty with me, there is menu buffering. You can open your menu, and when the menu is opening and closing, the guard is still moving. So if you think you're going to get kicked by him, you could open the menu and try and give him a moment to get out of the way. Now I'm going to wait until he tries to get to the middle, and when I think I see him moving to the right, I will immediately jump and then watch him. So just got to wait. He's going to be a pain in the butt, apparently. Okay, so he moved. Now I just opened the menu, so he was still moving, and he's going to be moving right now. Ideally, he is further to the right. I'm going to hold left as soon as I exit the menu and hope that we go. There we go. He would have 100% kicked me off that time. However, since I menu buffered, he was still moving when the menu was opening, and then he moved some more when the menu was closing, and it's all chance at that point. But you have a 100% chance of getting kicked off if you don't menu buffer, and you have who knows what % chance to get kicked off if you do menu buffer. So at least you have a chance of staying alive and staying from getting kicked off the bridge if you menu buffer. Takes practice, but ever since I learned how to do it, it has made my life so much better when it comes to doing Zone Eater. People will avoid this because of that, but I find, you know, more than 75-80%, I don't even get kicked off the bridge anymore. So I love it. It's fantastic. Now we just go ahead and warp out. And also make sure you do have warp stones before you go in there. Otherwise, you'll be very sad. Okay, so we're in a position. We don't have a good looting spot right now, at least for me. We could do Burning House. It's not my favorite, but we have really solid offense. So I'm thinking I might actually go do it. It worries me being level 3 with all the enemies being level 10 right now. But with a go-go and with rods and with 4 earrings, we should be safe. Otherwise, I might go to World of Ruin Narsh and do some grinding there because of the fact that there's a healing bucket in the beginner's house, right? We're going to give him a little charm. I don't think he really needs the red cap, though. See if either of these can use it. Yeah, he can use the red cap, that's fine. I'm just going to give him a mithril rod, and we'll check our espers as well. Cure 2, Mage 2. Amazing. So there's our healing, and there's Mage 2. So there's not a whole lot that can really screw with us in Burning House. Obviously, we can get one shot at this level. We hope that doesn't happen, and we can get past level 3. But pretty much once we have some degree of resilience, we will have a hard time being killed. Let me do a quick pause here. Let me just knock something out real fast. Alright, back to it. I'm not sure what I'm missing, but I don't think I've gotten a lot of curables, so yeah, echo screen, stuff like that. Want to make sure we have a good amount of those. Really sucks to be caught on Kefka and not have any of the stuff you need. 20k for free, love it. Alright, not bad. Running shoes could have been a consideration, but I've already left, so I'm just going to leave them there. Could be a bit of a Yeti buffer there. It's okay. Now I'm already here, like I said. If you're already in a place and it's got some good chests around, you might as well loot them. It's not going to hurt you. If you're the only one who finds the Illumina in a weird spot, then you just might win a whole seed because you looted one barrel more than someone else. It just do be like that sometimes. Alright, so our main offense is just rods. This is a terrible fight, and I don't really want to waste rods here because they have almost no life. So we're just going to do this instead of wasting them and hope that the second encounter here is better than the first. Not worth wasting money on rods, though, for that one. Okay, junk is better. We have lightning rods, so that means that they have no hope. This is a scary fight normally because they'll blow up in your face. But you know what's not scary is them when you can do this. And it should be decent experience, too. 4,415 magic points is lovely. We just kind of hold A here for now. This fight means nothing to me. Another thing I like to do, I knew this fight was weak, that's why I didn't bother doing it here, but I will for the next fights just in case, and that's I'm going to just use some potions to get myself off level 3 HP. You know, the difference between 60 and 300 is pretty huge, so I'd rather make sure I'm not going to get one shot by any just piece of crap ability that hits me. I'd like to get this off first, but I won't because Yeti's gonna Yeti. I might take one more of these fights because I really don't want to burn all my rods, but you can see that Strago's already doing 2,400 damage with a rod on them. A couple things to keep in mind about with rods. They ignore magic defense. They also ignore reflect. So on things like Narapa, you can use them. On things like Doom, you can use them. So when Doom goes into phase 2, you're free to just, you know, use a rod on him or a shield. Both of those just don't give a crap about reflect. You'll also notice I didn't bother setting up Go-Go yet. That's pretty risky. It's a bad habit of mine. But really, I know that the only thing I'm using Go-Go for right now is a Mimic bot, and the skills that I have to put on him are weak. The only thing that really matters would be maybe... See, there's Exploder. That's what we don't want to see. But at the least, he shouldn't... Like, they shouldn't kill everybody. They'll kill themselves. I'll have to revive myself. That's why these are dangerous. Now, what would have sucked is if there were 3 of them, they could have killed us. So that tells me that I need to not be overconfident here. That means I don't really want to fight any more of those, because if 3 of them blow up, I die. It's game over. So we're not going to do that anymore. We're just going to avoid the rest, obviously, except for this one. This is a preemptive, so I can run instantly, so I might as well just do it. Alright, we're going to try to avoid the enemies here. Okay, they let me. And we just don't want something disgusting. This is disgusting. Okay, oh, thank God he missed. Alright, so we're in a really bad spot here. I mentioned before that I didn't really want to get rid of the shield, but this shield is going to do the most damage. Strago has the most magic power, and Magimaster has no magic defense up right now. So, all I have to do, but since Yeti missed, he didn't put a shield up, and I can get my first attack in as an ice shield, and hope he just doesn't kill Strago first. And this might kill him outright, and if not, I don't know what we're going to do. Okay, it didn't kill him outright. We're going to have to hope that Yeti can cover this for us. We need some chest slams. If we get chest slams, we have a chance. But we don't have anything else to deal with him right now. So we're just going to keep curing and let Yeti do Yeti things. I don't think Magimaster has a whole lot of life left. Okay. If I had haste, I'd be using it right now. But for now, we're just going to keep hoping that Yeti behaves. And he's not. So this is where I might get myself into trouble. I don't have item on Go-Go, so I could very well just die. Come on, Yeti, finish it. Okay, you know what? A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't really care at all that I just lost 2 characters on that fight. It means nothing to me. What matters is I didn't waste the time in Burning House, and I was able to show you why being an idiot and not equipping Go-Go is a bad idea. But also, I was able to demonstrate the fact that I was able to do 6,000 damage to him on the first hit by cracking that shield. So, very important thing to keep in mind in general in this randomizer is everything is a tool. And you want to make sure you're using those tools to its maximum. Ice shields are great, and it could be future Merton protection, but it was either that or lose 10 minutes in Burning House, you know what I mean? I'm happy to sacrifice it. I don't need to use anything like sleeping bags because I'm going to come here anyway and work on Yeti stuff. And we're just going to take a sip off the bucket. I should probably save too. I could save, you know, up at the top of the mountain, but I also might fight the dragon on accident. I'll loot this while I'm here. Hey, look, it's a replacement shield. Would you look at that? The seed delivers, right? Now, I know I talk a lot of shit about Yeti, but you want to know something? Did I save? I don't even know. I'm just going to go. I talk a lot of shit about Yeti, but he was literally the only way I could have gotten through that fight. If I did not use the shield and Yeti did not chest bump, I 100% would have died there. There was no way that I could deal with him. I didn't have Berserk. I have no abilities that are non-elemental. No Flare, no Ultima, nothing like that. So the only way through that fight was literally using a shield and praying for chest bumps. Which is not a spot you really want to be in, but sometimes it do be like that. And there's Ultima, like I was saying. Okay, so I've already milked a lot of this Magic +2, so we're going to definitely want this. We're going to go ahead and get Ultima and fire 3 off this dragon. I don't know if I saved, and I am a little nervous after that that Magimaster. It's got me a little paranoid, so we're going to do a couple things. We're not going to bother with that. We're just going to do magic and item. And we're going to go ahead and save, just to be on the safe side. I did save, but you know what? Better safe than sorry. Now we go for this guy. We got rods still. Are they... They're lightning rods. So we're not using rods here. We're going to use Ice 2 instead. All we have is a Thunder Shield and Thunder Rods. So this is the worst possible dragon we could have ran into in this case. But really all that means is that this fight's going to take longer than I would like, but it's not the end of the world. It's just time consuming. And the payoff is going to be Ultima. And Fire 3 for that matter. Ultima's really good because it is a non-elemental. It does split damage, but you know that gives you tools to hit things like Magimaster. It gives you ways to get around reflects. It also just does a lot of damage. The trade-off is that it is very long cast. So ideally, I'm not using Ultima if I don't have to. Fire 3 with a Magic Pump Strago is more than enough. There's no reason to use Ultima most of the time. All right, let me make sure I got Merton, Ultima, Fire 3. Yeah, I mean, crazy, crazy. I do have to pause. I'll be back. All right, I am back. Looks like I did not turn off my timer. Oh well. So, I just learned the spells I needed on Strago. What's more important is going to be magic power. I no longer need to have this equipped, and I have nobody else who can equip it. So, we just go right back to magic power +2 here. Go ahead and get a save in. And we now have, like, unlimited levels of offense. Like I mentioned before, I would rather use Fire 3 if possible, and Ultima can be used on multi-target. It can be used on much tankier enemies, like a Poltergeist or Doom, something like that. Fun Baba. But not Welk. We're gonna just use our Fire 3 on Welk and we'll be just fine with it. In fact, I want to make sure he's not gonna Gru on me, so I'm just gonna Thunder Rod him instead. I haven't tested the power of Fire 3 yet, so we just ignore magic defense and zap him, kill him, make sure he's done for. Gru is like, you know, 30, 45 seconds lost, so I'd rather just burn a rod and ensure that's not going to happen. Alright, Yeti's check does have a monster in a box, but really the only things I'm ever super looking for in monsters in a box is going to be either a Gigantos or a Katana Soul, but I'm rarely going to go fishing in a monster in a box for a Gigantos. It's usually for a Katana Soul for the money, but mostly for the offering. I've already found an offering, so I'm not going to bother checking this monster in a box. I'm just going to go as fast as possible and keep on moving. We've got plenty of levels after the Dragon and Magimaster, at least on Yeti. Another thing I need to consider at this point is I would like to go to the Colosseum now. Yeti is very strong. He's gotten a lot of levels off that Magimaster kill. And I should be able to safely go there and hopefully find some decent stuff. We're pretty close already here in World of Ruin Narsh. So I think that's going to be my next target. And you'll notice that, well, maybe I need to make more of an effort to describe it, but I'm always thinking of where am I going to go next. So I'm going to wait for this character. We got Celis. So what I'm going to do is check the Colosseum and then go straight to World of Ruin, South Figaro, get the looting done there in the front of the area, and then go straight down to basement and get her first. And we'll see where we're at there. But I do still very much want Colosseum. So now we can go to Fire. Just be ready to mimic on Go-Go. You'll also see that I am weight tricking as much as possible. If one of my characters is acting, I am almost always in the menu with another character to make sure ATBs of the boss are not going up. With 3 characters, it's harder to do because I might be waiting for another character that I want to get, and I have to kind of stay out of my menu for it to happen. But with 4, it's much easier. All right, so Celis is a great magic caster, so we're really hoping to get something really good with her, but we don't actually need to worry about it because, okay, she's got Morph. I mean, what we're really in the market for now is going to be some elemental protection to get Merton online. That's what we'd really like to see. And we have that Esper. I mean, it's super easy. Maybe we're going to take maybe the Opera House Dragon and get her online with spells. I want her ready to go ASAP so that I have an extra character to attack with. Gotta AFK, be right back. Alright, I'll have to take another AFK here in a bit, but it's fine, it's fine. So, you would have seen me going in there and checking the Coliseum. It was very dead, so I'm just not gonna bother with it. There was nothing in there I wanted, so like I said before I had to take the quick break there was, I got Celis here, who's gonna have good magic, just in general. Would I like her to have a big weapon? Sure. Do I have one? Nope. So we're gonna work with what we got right now, and that's we can get her Ultima, get her rolling with that, see if we can't pick up a couple earrings pretty quickly, and then just go. Just roll with it. This might be a good spot for Ultima, actually. A rod actually might be faster, so I'm just gonna keep rodding right now. With magic +2, there's a good chance he just dies to 1 rod. He didn't. He might have died to 1 Ultima, but the time difference is pretty minimal, so it should be it. Alright, so we're going to have Celis now with Ultima going on. I don't have solid Merton protection yet, so I'm not worried about teaching her Merton, but if I need to later, I will. I just need her rolling now. ASAP. EXP egg. Okay, so with experience eggs, what I'm looking for is which character has the highest probability of benefiting from it for the most. Celis has the highest equip pool in our party, and will be able to use every big stick we find. Maybe not a VK, but she can use just about everything else. So, an experience egg, in my eyes, makes more sense on her. If I find a big stick later, which benefits from levels more than magic, then we're good to go. She's already going to be prepped up, pumped up, good to go. Free rod, cool. Otherwise, I'd be looking at someone who just really needs levels, a guaranteed Atma user. I need 2 of those for Celis. A Rage Ring would be great for Yeti. Experience egg will always go on either your physical attacker or your most likely physical attacker. And my most likely physical attacker right now is going to be Celis in the future. I don't want to rely on Yeti. Even with a bunch of levels, he's okay, but untargetable. You can't guarantee he's going to attack with any weapons you give him, even with an offering. I don't like Yeti very much. If you like Yeti, put it on the Yeti. He's going to be a physical attacker, so it's not a bad choice. He's just difficult. You have to work around Yeti, and he's very hard to learn how to use properly, especially when you're newer to the game. So I want to get rid of him as fast as possible. I just don't have 5 characters yet. I hope the next character will let me get him out of my face. And I can have another character that can hold Espers and all that. I'll keep Gogo, though. I love Gogo. Gogo's my man. We got enough magic to consider Fanatic's Tower. Fanatic's Tower is peekable. If it's a character, we hit it. If it's not, we're going to go to probably Magitech. Okay, so it's a character. We're doing it. And it's Setzer. I'm totally cool with Setzer. That's 3 very quick checks. We also have a dragon here, so I know I said I wouldn't teach her Merton, but I think I will. Let's go ahead and just get her that. And Stray has some strength, so I'm probably going to put her on a strength Esper next. And actually, I was going to do experience egg, earrings for her. Okay, so now we have Ultima on 2 characters, plus a Mimic on another character, and also a Yeti, so nothing scares me anymore. What level am I? Okay, I'm not a multiple of 25, so nothing scares me. I don't think anything in the game could kill me right now, but I am going to keep a consideration in my head, and that consideration is I don't want to take the dragon first, potentially get up into the multiple of 5 at like level 25, and then go to the top and maybe encounter Doomgaze. We don't want that. I just checked my levels to make sure I'm not Doomgazeable. If I was, I would have taken the dragon first. And since I'm not, I do not want to take the dragon first and push myself into a multiple of 5. So let's go to the top, get our chest, fight our boss. On the way back down, we fight the dragon. And what we're really, really hoping for is a big weapon. We want an Illumina, a Ragnarok, or an Atma. I think an Atma in this case would be the best. We have an experience egg and a strength +1 Esper and an offering. If we can just get an Atma weapon somewhere, then we are ready to go. We have an in-game build for Celis. Fixed dice is not what I wanted to see. We don't have a dragon boots yet, dragoon boots, so we don't have a natural jumper either, so I am not interested in any way with this offense to ever doing a fixed dice build. Ever, 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 ever. You can't depend on it. You do 100 damage or you do 4,000 damage. I hate that. But I know that Ultima is going to absolutely wreck face and be faster than fixed dice. So to me, those fixed dice is just money. I want to see if he overflows first. He does. I don't want to Ultima my own party. So the worst thing you could do is queue up Ultima, have that Ultima user get overflowed, and you killed your entire party. It happens. Everybody's had it happen at some point. I don't want that for me. So we're not doing that. Wait for overflow, and then either knock them out or switch to a character that's not overflowed and, win. All right, so like I mentioned, so we've taught her what we needed from him. We're going to switch her over to the strength one, and we are, again, just preparing her. We're prepping her for the joys of an Atma or a big weapon build at some point. We don't have it yet, but we got more dragons to kill. And we're just kind of banking on her eventually being a really killer attacker. But what happens if we don't get that? Then she has Ultima and Merton. And she can carry a lane by herself, no matter what. So I am not concerned about if we get exactly what we need. So we don't really need to worry about that. Again, this is going to be faster. I'm just going to Thunder Rod and mimic it if I have to. It's faster than Ultima. It's easy to tunnel vision Ultima when you have it. But in my opinion, it's not necessary. That probably would have killed him in one hit had I done Strago instead of Celis, because Celis does not have 2 earrings on. That was Strago. He's had +2 Magic Esper most of the game. Probably would have done 7,000, killed that dragon in 1 zap. But, picked the wrong character. It happens. Thunder Shield. Okay, we now have 4 pieces of Merton protection. We can start blasting Merton, and I'll show you how. Once I get to the bottom and can save. That almost leads me to want to consider using Strago, but actually what I want to do is I want to see something. Can you use the Rage Ring? You can, so we're going to do that. We're also going to go ahead and Thunder Shield. Thunder Shield, we got another Thunder Shield. I'm going to empty him out. I'm not using him anymore after this, so we keep the Moogle Charm though. Keep the Moogle Charm, empty that out. Okay. So, Rage Ring protects against Merton. Let me talk about how Merton works. Merton is 2 different elements. It's fire and it's wind. The way the game calculates damage, it does things in an order. Whenever you take an elemental damage, it's going to check in this order. Do you absorb it? If you do, then you absorb. If you don't, then it checks, do you negate it? And if you do, then it's negated. And then it's going to check, do you take damage? And then, if you do, then you'll take damage. Since this is 2 elements, it's going to check for both. All of the shields negate wind. So since it's a fire-wind spell, it automatically negates Merton. Now, the Rage Ring negates fire. So if I have somebody with a Rage Ring on, and I have shields on everybody else, I now have Merton protection. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do earrings and a Moogle Charm on him. I really don't care what he's doing. I just want him to have a nice Esper on. Maybe he can learn Ultima and Fire 3 as well. Cool. So let's go ahead and Sleeping Bag. We have 5/5 right now, so we're going to do his fast checks, and we still need a character. General logic is characters gate other characters. It's not always the case. But ideally, Setzer has a character either behind Kullingen or Daryl's Tomb. So this is a situation, this boss has Reflect, so Fire 3, this stuff wouldn't work, but you know what does work? It's Ultima. So we're just going to crack off an Ultima. We could also have used X-Zone, because X-Zone's not single target, so it's not affected by Ultima. If we had an Esper like Odin or Raiden, that also could have worked. But we have Ultima, and Ultima just erases stuff, so she dies. We go for an Esper here. We're always looking for progression. I'm basically ready to beat the game right now, to be honest with you. Okay, no progression, sad times, but if we can get a big weapon, then we have something for Celis. We got another experience egg. I see. Well, the only thing I can see that would benefit from that at this point is something like Strago. Strago's got Magic +2 Esper on, so he just gets more Magic +2. That's neat. What do we got? Ooh, interesting. No character. We got a Phoenix. That's cool. So now we're going to go to Daryl's Tomb. I really don't like Daryl's Tomb, and I don't like the choices we have left for where our progression can be character-wise. We're kind of getting down to like Opera House and Magitech or Ebbets. I would probably go do Ebbets if there's no character here, because we're already in the World of Ruin. So we can just go peek it, see what's there. If not, I'm still inclined to go do Opera House before I do Magitech, because the only place a character can be in Magitech is Magitech 3. You gotta clear the whole thing. That's not what we want. We didn't get a character from the not the Opera House, but the basement. So Celis still has logically the possibility of having a character more highly than Ebbets, but the time sink is huge, and if it's not Opera House, it's super sad. So I'd rather check the faster ones that I can do right now before I go commit to Magitech 3 and then still have to do them anyway. Have I lost like 10 minutes in runs to Magitech? Yes. Because I put it off forever? Sure. It's not often, but it does happen. Pretty shortly, I'm going to have to go on mute, but I can continue the run and just kind of catch up later. So we are multiples of 5 pretty majorly right now. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem. Did you already learn it? Not yet. Let me finish up here, then I'm going to go on mute, and I'll just keep running with maybe a periodic pause. Oh, yes. Okay, so we got Terra here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's what we wanted to see. And just an Ultros. This is one where we really do not want to bother with doing Ultima. At least not right now. Actually, not at all. What I'd rather do is just continue using rods, smash it in Chupon's face, and mimic it. And hopefully that kills, and if not, Ice 2 on Strago should. It didn't. Sad times. So we can just real quick Ice 2. He is weak to ice, absorbs fire, so this should handle it. Oh man, I should have done that to begin with. I thought the rod would have been better, but you know, oh well. A weakness to ice is better than just ignoring magic defense, I suppose. Terra's huge. What does she got? Sword tag. What is his magic? 37. I think she's better. We're just gonna do it. She's better, 100%. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some quickie checks. Actually, no, let's do this first. I know there's earrings in Narsh, so I'm gonna need more earrings because I got a magic heavy party right now with no big weapons. Let's go World of Balance. Let's go check out Welk into Sealed Gate and then into Ebbets, and we'll see if maybe we can get really lucky with that. For now, she's gonna be Moogle Charm. Actually, she could be Moogle Charm Experience Egg. Sounds great. Let me just do that for now. Let's go ahead and get you. All right, we got all the Thunder Shields on. Save up. Let's go do Welk. Grab a couple earrings on the way. We're basically 8 earrings deep right now because just we got a lot of magic and no big weapons. But we got to take what the seed gives us. Typically with Terra, I'll also go do Kefka and Narsh. I think I might go ahead and do that, actually. While I'm here, we'll go check Kefka and Narsh. Have a little peek. A little look-see. See what we find. It's not what we wanted, but it's fine. Alright, so this guy's weak to fire, so we're going to crack off with that. Fun thing about this guy is if you use Pearl or you use Flare on him, he gets mad at you. I do not recommend it. He will kill you. We don't have any sort of anything, really. Like, we don't have any instant death, so we're just going to Merton instead. Everybody should be Merton protection because Gogo has the Rage Ring. Oh, my mistake. Rage Ring absorbs fire. It doesn't just negate it. So there you go. Okay, now we got a whole team full of Ultima and Merton users. I'm not going to worry about it, switching characters anymore. We have such a powerful party, there's no need whatsoever. Zero. Alright, I'm going to go on mute, and I'll figure the rest out. Or I will come and recap when I'm done. Okay, at long last, I have returned. All right, so we got Terra, and then we came across a bunch of dead checks. So we came across, you know, we got Edgar and Welk, which was not what we wanted. And then we got a VK, which is decent. We weren't really prepared for it, but we have an offering. So, you know, we just went ahead and said, oh, Strago can use it. We'll go stabby old man mode. So we'll give him an offering and the experience egg. And we just got an experience, an HP plus 100%. So the dragon and toilet atma here is going to come in handy for us here shortly. I'm going to get rid of the earrings and give him an offering now. We got an Illumina, so that basically got Celis online. We're feeling pretty good about that. We'd like to use the gauntlet. I'm sure you saw me nuke myself. Oops. I was hoping she could use the Rage Ring or anything else, but we don't have anything else to negate it that I could see. So, nope. So we're just going to go without the gauntlet for now. Let's see. I don't know. We'll just attack with her again, and that should finish him off. All right, so we have 20 checks. Skip at 22 checks, so that means we can do mid KT like I'm doing here. Toilet Atma plus the dragon equals 20 checks. Or sorry, 22 checks equals skip. So that's what we're going for here. Going for the check skip. We are more than powerful enough to finish this game right now. We have Merton, we have Ultima, we have Cure 2. We're going to get Cure 3. We have an Illumina attacker. Oh, we got a Minerva. Okay. So, oh, okay. Skip is at 21 here? Okay. That's cool. All right. Great. I didn't know that, but all right. Sure. I guess that changed. Instead of 22, it's 21. I love to see it. You can tell I've really looked over the Moogle Cup changes. If I had known that, I would have actually... there's nowhere else I would have gone, actually. And that would have been just fine. All right. So we're going to keep our Espers right now. But that gives us an option with Celis. So we can go ahead and give her the Minerva. That's her Calmness Protection. And we can give her the Gauntlet now. So now she has Calmness Protection along with everybody else. And we don't even need the Rage Ring on him. We can just give him earrings and make him even stronger. Great. Looking real good. Who else needs stuff? You can just take earrings now because we're going to have replacements. All right, we're looking really good here. Let's go on in. So, what are we going to do here? We need statues. Let's put Strago here. We're going to put her alone, and we'll put these two together. And put him there for Calmness, not Calmness Protection, but Moogle Charm. Okay, so I put what I feel might be my weakest character in the far left. That is Celis. She's pretty strong, but she has not had a ton of strength pumping or anything like that. And she's only single swinging in Illumina, so she has a chance of getting stuck here. Do I think a VK offering Strago is going to really get stuck in middle? Probably not. There's not much that can take care of him. At least not easily, not with his protection and stuff like that. See, like, this is a nasty fight. I don't really like this, but we should do enough damage to kill these guys. And oh my god, she's hitting like a truck. Okay, we should be fine. We just don't want her to get attacked much. So we're going to attack. Well, is that enough to kill it? Ooh, she can single shot everything. Love it. Just don't slow me, please. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, she's hitting like a truck now. I wish I had a, you know, a Genji, an extra weapon or anything like that, but it was not to be. Amazingly, we just got through Spaghetti with a single attacking character without a single slow or grab. It is a miracle. And she just learned to Cure 3. Beautiful. I kind of consider her my weakest link Esper-wise. So she's the one that I'm going to want to put Calmness Protection on. She's going to do the least damage overall across the whole party. So if I have Calmness Protection, which I do not. All right, well then she's going to be my muter then. Got it. Go ahead and heal up. Let's see. She has Gauntlet, and we'll give her a Hyper Wrist because I don't really have anything else that matters. Minerva, get a little save in there. Save. And we're done here. I don't remember. Do I have a muscle belt? I feel like I saw one maybe. Yeah, I do. Ain't that pretty? Well, we can't use it yet, but we will here shortly. For now, we're just gonna hope that we're fine with just this VK offering, and we might even just Ultima instead. Well, no. I'm just gonna count to 10 before I do anything. Or maybe I don't, because this is pretty scary. Such an attack. These guys can hit really hard. Weirdly enough, late game fish are pretty rude. Okay, that's great. That's awesome. I hope he hits me. I have a Thunder Shield though, which is sad. Okay, I will take some damage from that, I think. I want him to do some damage to me. Make these VKs, never mind. I guess not. So we're only doing, what, 5,000 damage? Which is not enough. Not yet. We'll do more at the end when I put a muscle belt on and he takes some damage. But an Ultima there would have just killed, so I definitely chose the slower option. I think that's enough. Yeah, he has 10,000, I think. I didn't want to take the experience egg off him mainly because I want him to get as much power from this HP plus 100 as I can because he got it so late. Oh, oops. Kind of forgot. And we could get stoned here and die. You know what? Let's play it a bit more safe. Okay. If those hermit crabs turned us to or hit stone on us, we'd have just been dead. A bit risky. Got clearly a little distracted. Let's go ahead and get him with the Moogle Charm. Okay. Okay, that never happened. I definitely didn't forget my Moogle Charm. Never. Oh, this is a sucky middle. You really like to put your strongest characters in the middle to get experience, and both of these fights were absolute dog water. So, unfortunately, we got so little benefit off of any of this. No matter what happens, we're not using Ultima again. We're just gonna attack. Should kill him. What we need to remember is just to go into Strago's menu, double check his Esper, and then we put on the Muscle Belt. And Muscle Belt will increase his HP by 50%. So that will immediately give him 1,500 damage per swing on this VK, not counting any extra damage he takes from Tier 1. So we're not going to heal him. We are just going to check his Esper for something useful. Shoat is useful, so that's good enough. Go in here, replace the experience egg with the muscle belt, and then we just save. So yeah, he's at 6,000, so he's going to be hitting like a truck. Obviously on Tier 1, we need to be a little careful. We don't have Vanish. Boy, I wish we had Vanish. Maybe we do have Vanish. We'll have to see. Vanish is definitely something that I would love to be able to put on him so he can just completely go haywire versus Tier 1. But if not, I don't want him getting one-shotted because, yeah. He might have a... Doesn't he have a snow muffler, though? He might actually be fine. Okay, well, this is spooky. If we die, we cry. Gross. Do I have life 2? I don't. Okay, so versus him, we need to be very careful because he does cast single target doom. And we don't want to sit here with one character. So we need to let him like keep us alive long enough so that Gogo can get a heal off. Actually, he does not have a rage ring. Shit. So it's fine. We're just gonna Merton. And then he can cure... Ugh. Well, that sucks. Oh, okay. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. Never a concern. I'm gonna X Potion. Just to make sure he stays alive. Hopefully, we might get doomed, but if not, I don't want him dying to some nonsense. This guy is weak to fire, so casting Merton is great. Fire and Pearl. No Vanish on her, unfortunately. But she also has pretty much just had power. She's had plus magic power pretty much the entire seed since I got her. All right, so Kefka should go pretty quick. We got Cure 3, we got Cure 2. We got, you know, Merton, Ultima, VK offering. So we can just pop a Phoenix just in case. We'll just have that on there as a bit of an oh shit button, right? All right, off we go. My team is Terra, Celis, Strago, and Gogo. It's 1, 3, 4, 6. Got it. All right, I'm gonna check on Gogo if I have Vanish. If I do, I would like that on Strago. I really don't remember if I have him with a Snow Muffler or not. If I do, he'd be fine. If I see him get punched for like, you know, 100 damage, then I know he's got one. But if not, I need him Vanish so he doesn't get, you know, one punched forever into oblivion. But even if he does, it's not the end of the world. Because I still have, you know, Mertens and Ultimas and all that stuff. He's not that big of a priority, but having a VK user like him is going to be great. 1, 3, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 6. I mean, yeah. Okay, so we are pretty much just going to focus the head while also casting Merton. Let me see if we got Vanish. We do. I might just want to go with Haste instead for now. Lovely. Don't work, please. Very lame of you. It's very lame. He is still alive? That head should be dead by now. It is dead. Okay. I am not ultra concerned about much. Now I'm a little concerned. Go here. Wow, thank you. How very nice of you. You raging pile of shit. He's like, very nice. I like that little Vanish you have. I'm just gonna have him attack next. It's fine. I don't think Shockwave's gonna kill anybody. I'm playing this too safe, if I'm being completely honest. We're just gonna have her attack. This should handle this one. Shockwaves. Cool. Wow, that could have been bad. 1,500 damage on Gogo is pretty bad. All right, this one is just, we're gonna spam Merton. We're just gonna spam Merton. So even Strago's gonna spam Merton. He's had +2 magic power most of the seed. So we're gonna have Celis attack Tiger just to get him down. And then we're gonna Merton everybody else. And it's gonna, it should kill Tiger. It might even kill Tools. And it'll come pretty close to killing the other two. So we just start with that. Go here. Crack off a Merton. Go here. Crack off a Merton. And then we just kind of use him. We're not going to do it yet. We're just going to, whenever a character's casting, I'm going to hold Mimic. You can see my ATB bars are at a standstill. Great. Now I get off of it, wait for the next one. And then once he's done, I can select Mimic, and he'll cast it. Great. Even without earrings, he did 9,400 damage on that Merton. So that should kill Tiger. I don't know. It did. We can cast one more Merton, and this should get hit down. And maybe I should start checking into, like, Mute. Probably be a good idea. Because we're about to get some annoying stuff. I didn't feel it was necessary because I'm taking so much, you know, I'm doing so much damage anyway. I wasn't too worried about it. But now when it's getting down to counter time, where he's going to start spamming 1 to 3 abilities, well, 0 to 3, I don't want to be dealing with that. I want him muted so that he can only counter when he dies, and that's it. And Strago can very easily finish this fight for me. Now, doing that strat that I did, which is hitting the entire stack, it's very important not to ever hit magic. You want to hit magic at the very end. You don't want to do damage to him at first and then start spamming. He has the most HP, so if you damage him and then you're casting a bunch of AoE stuff, you have a risk of not only killing him, but hit at the same time. And you can get quartered, have everybody knocked down to 25%, and have hit punch you to death. And then you just die and there's nothing you can do about it. I do not recommend that. You don't want that to happen. So if you don't hit magic, then everything else will die before he does. And you don't have to worry about it. I know Celis is doing 9,000, so I don't worry about procs, because I can just kill her. Okay, I don't mind Strago having that happen to him at all. That's great. I love the way that looks on him. Oh, he didn't die. I will be damned. All right, so now we're going to count. Okay. So he's going to be at 22,500 right now, so we can kill him next hit. What we want to do is we really want to make sure he stays alive. So I think she has Vanish. Let's do that. We're also going to go ahead and just do one more Vanish. I'm just going to protect the people that I really want in my party. It's going to be these two. And then we will finish it with Strago. All right. He has 40,000 HP. I know that, you know, doing 28,000 and he's already above 20,000, it's definitely more than 40. So I was able to count that out and be done with it. Vanish is kind of dangerous if you're not counting, because every magic attack that hits you, it has a 100% chance to hit you. So even if it's Meteo, which has a very low hit rate, it's a 100% chance to hit if you're vanished. Okay. I know I'm doing right around 24,000 damage with Strago. My goal right now is to get Kefka past 30,000 so he does not fall in one me. That's super easy. I know Strago's hitting for 24, and I know Celis is hitting for close to 9. That's already 30. If I do one more attack with Terra, that's around 40. I attack with Strago and we win the game. So that's what we're looking to do here. We're going to start with Strago, then Celis. They're fast. And then I can wait trick afterwards. Okay. That's like 28,000, sorry. That counter's super annoying. But you know what? I'm not going to be too concerned about it. No, I'm not going to be concerned about it. I can't get him up before he does this goner, so we're just going to wait. I'm not sure why Celis isn't attacking. Did I not select attack on her? I did not. I'm just going to throw one more Merton. This probably isn't enough to kill him, but it's quite close. Yeah, not quite. So instead, we're just going to take her. I'm going to get a Phoenix down going on down there. And a Cure 3 on her. We'll just recover from this. It's a bit slow when you can't quite catch the damage, but if he didn't attack Strago, we would have won. But, you know, you can't stop the counters. If he's going to counter, he's going to counter whoever he wants, and you just got to deal with it. Do that. He might Ultima, but I know Ultima won't kill me, so I don't really care. But he should be dead anyway. All right. 113.30 even. Not bad. I had a hard time finding characters. I had to juggle around my menu a little bit. I also stopped and left the timer rolling while doing other stuff, and then I was explaining some things and left the timer rolling. Well, whatever. Doesn't matter. This was probably right around a 110 or something, which is decent. This seed had a lot of power in it. Just, it's a matter of like using it as fast as possible. Like we had a magic +2 Esper really early along with Merton and Ultima. I think the big hang up here is if anybody goes to Burning House, they're going to lose, I don't know, 10 minutes if they can't deal with that Magimaster. I almost couldn't. It was very lucky that I got through it. I think that's that. I bet if I check the spoilers on this, that's going to be an issue. Other than that, I mean, the power was just everywhere. It was, you know, a bit of an issue with routing. It was not super easy to get the full unlock requirements, but at least when I did, I was at 20. Finding the VK was helpful, but I think you probably saw I only got like, I don't know, 5 or 6 total attacks on it. It helped a lot in Kefka and probably saved me about a minute. But I'm not 100% sold that I should have like really pushed him into the VK territory just because I had it. I could have very well just kept him as an Ultima bot and been happy with that and maybe save time. It's hard to say. I think it would have been close. Routing was fine. Illuminas are nice. But yeah, I think the seed was pretty good. There was no shortage of power. I think I used Ultima like twice. So even though it gave it to me really early, there was really no reason to. And again, as mentioned earlier on, you know, in a seed like this where your starting abilities are absolute dog water, finding those consumables and exploiting the hell out of them is the move. And that's why I was able to safely do what I did. And also being willing to sacrifice things like shields if it's going to keep you alive, which is the only reason I got rid of Magic Master. So I will get this uploaded. And if anybody has any questions, let me know in Discord or you can leave a comment here. So hope this was helpful, and I will talk to you all next time. See ya.